I think I wanna know ya, yeah, what?
Hey, and we're live. Take it away, Brendan.
We're live at the normal time, the normal day, the normal week, the normal month, the normal year. We are back. It's weird how taking a week off and then having on a Tuesday, the previous last 2 weeks before that, makes it feel like we've never had this show. Like this is the first episode ever, and it's been forever since we've had this. But no, it is episode 12. 12. IV4. Episode 4 of First Time, Long Time, First Time. See, I forgot to do it. It's been so long.
Hold on.
I'm out of practice.
I think I called it wrong.
No, it's long time. No, we're good. Long time, first time.
Okay.
Yeah, love you, long time. Coming to a finals near you soon. But yes, the only show on the internet that talks about old movies, not new movies. I'm here with my life partner, Jordan Pierce Owens. How are we today?
Yeah, doing just fine here. It's a nice Thursday. I was going to say Wednesday. So I get my day screwed up too now. It's a nice Thursday to talk about some movies, some old-ish movies.
Ish.
Ish.
I went old, and I went ish, and I went not old this week. It's kind of a mixture.
So, yeah, so if you'd like to join us here, you can see the link down below there in the scrolling text. It's also in the comment section here. So hopefully people remember what time we are tonight and they get back to the normal track here. If not, maybe me and you could just have a nice conversation. We'll see how things
That's
go.
what I like to see.
Yeah, Brandon, what'd you get to this week?
Got to 3 movies this week. Like I said, some old, not old, and some ish. We're going to start way back in the year of 1994 with a movie starring the great Larry Bird, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, and Nick Nolte. I watched Blue Chips, which I guess for me, if you want to call this my whole of the week, we could because I'm a sports guy. So this is one of the ones I've kind of missed. I got a couple holes this week, but this is my one of my.
Wait a minute, did he just say it's Brandon's weekly whole fill?
Oh, people wouldn't call this a whole fill, but as a sports guy, as a sports movies guy, as a Shaq guy, as a Lakers guy, I have not got around to this movie. It stars Nick Nolte as Pete Bell, college basketball coach, who is, getting a little older, has been there for quite some time, and he's kind of fallen off a little bit, coming off his first losing season ever, needs to kind of redo things, needs to get back to the grind of recruiting, getting these blue chip recruits at his program. The problem is, these moms and dads are like, hey, we'll come to your school, but daddy needs a new tractor. And Nick Nolte's like, well, we can't do that, but we have some friends of the program who retired a long time ago. Maybe they'll help you out. So he has to deal with that. He has to deal with that on his conscience. Like, is he doing the right thing here? They're winning. They're doing great, but he's doing it the right way. Nowadays, you can just do that. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Now you can just literally say, here's $100,000, come to our school. It's kind of a new thing they started. But back then, you couldn't do that, even though everyone did. Everyone kind of got away with it, except for a few people. But I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't great. I thought Nick Nolte was good. I thought Shaq was, Shaq is Shaq. Pretty funny. Some of the other actors, or the athlete actors, aren't great. So the performances are all right. The basketball is exciting and, fun. You get, who was that? That was Ed O'Neill. Pops up a couple times. I kind of wish we got more of him. It just didn't seem, it was dealing with some heavy stuff, some morality stuff. It just didn't seem like it really delved too deep into the reality stuff. It wasn't really dark enough for me, I guess I could say. Nothing was really powerful enough to kind of make you think like, oh my god, he really feel bad about this. So that when he finally like, I can't do this anymore, you're like, what the hell was the point of this whole thing? So it kind of like fell flat for me at the end a little bit, where it's just like, yeah, you did it, and it's just like, no, I don't want to do it. It's like, well, but you did it. Like now this whole movie was pointless. So it didn't really like work for me. The ending. I enjoyed one of those movies where I enjoy watching it, but it didn't really reach that fully high of highs that it should have. Again, like it's dealing with some darker stuff. Not darker stuff, but some morality stuff, and just doesn't seem like it really nails that darkness that it is trying to go. So I gave this a just all right. Good. Enjoyed it. Not great.
I'm losing you all of a sudden.
What's that? You losing me? I'm probably losing away.
Now you're good.
I gave it a 3-star. Just again, a little disappointing. Thought it was a fine movie, just nothing great. Not bad by any means. Just like could have been a lot better. I feel like they could have made a much better movie about this type of topic of like buying athletes and breaking the rules and things like that. It just didn't seem like the stakes are really all that high, so it didn't really work for me. But fine.
It's a blind spot for me. Yeah, I've never heard much about the movie. It's more or less come on even my radar in the last little bit. I have that spot in the ASAT though for sure. We got
directed by William Friedkin.
That's a weird direction. Richie Nemo Goodacres in the house. Richie, you ever seen Blue Chips?
I have, but I can't remember it to be honest. So it'd be like watching it for the first time.
I know what you have seen though. A barber looking sharp.
I know. Didn't do my sideburns though. Look at that fucking. Look, there was one. There's one bit like fluffy in the other.
Oh yeah, you are a little hairy here, aren't you? Yeah.
Why is Hugh Jackman on our screen with Richie's name?
I don't know, but
thank you.
I am definitely hard as wood. What did you see this week though, Richie?
I saw The Impossible. The tsunami movie with Ewan McGregor and Naomi Watts and Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Spider-Man.
He doesn't play Spider-man in this movie.
I should.
That'd be a bit weird. It's directed by J.A. Bayona, who would go on to direct one of the Jurassic World movies, I believe. It's good. It is really good. It looks great. Like it's like cinematography. Like it looks great. The acting's really good. I do feel really bad for like. Yeah, obviously it's just documenting this one family and that's based on a true story. But at the same time, I feel bad for like all the rest of like there's people in Thailand who lost everything. But as long as the white people get out,
Well, you can only follow one family, and it'd be really sad if you.
I know, but I get it.
We're in ruins.
I know, but there's a couple of far-fetched things, but things here. I'm like, that's in there because movie's got a movie, but the performances in here are all top notch. Like apparently Tom Holland's 16 in this. He looks 12. It's a good film. I gave it 4 stars. It is really good.
No, I agree with you. This is actually a really good disaster / also heartfelt moment because you are following, one family. So you actually really do care about these people when they get separated and whatnot. Doesn't Naomi Watts' like boob get really messed up? Is that a thing that I remember?
What's that? Her leg? Her leg gets messed. Yeah, her leg.
No, doesn't her boob get messed up?
Oh, maybe a boob. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just want to make sure I wasn't crazy and just remembering the weird stuff. Well, it's heartfelt. Like there's even like I don't want to spoil the ending, but there's moments where it's like maybe they're gonna get back together, and you're like, come on. I'm joking. I love it so much. Brandon, you ever see this movie?
No, I remember seeing the trailer in 2012 and being like, "Whoa, this movie looks amazing and crazy. I need to see it." And I never saw it.
Go on.
There's not a spoiler really. It's just like there is one scene that's really funny. It's not meant to be funny. It's just like Tom Holland sort of decides to assume this role of someone who's like jotting down like people's names so he could try to connect people with the family. And then but before he does that, there's one guy It's just this one dude. He's like he's supposed to Tom Holland and just ask some questions about the family. I'm like, how did you know he was official? It's just a kid. It was just a bit weird. It's like, yeah, how do you know he would have information? Just a random dude. But yeah, anyway, that was funny. But yeah,
I think it is recommended. Yeah, it's a good 2-part movie of like one, the disaster looks really good. The disaster is really well filmed, and then has some heart and some really hopeful moments throughout it.
Yeah.
Richie, any plugs or parting words?
Check me, Pez, and Wolfman out in about 10 minutes. Wheel
of Movies over at the Movie Hero Network. I'm horrible. It's what I do. It's my shtick. Hey, it was spooky season. Earlier this year rather. So I would check out some spooky movies. In October and early November. I saw Night of the Living Deb. Ever seen Night of the Living Deb?
I thought you were gonna knock out a hole or a classic. Nope.
Hey, first of all, you don't know yet if this is a classic or not. Night of the Living Deb. Really charming, but really charming, but also kind of an annoying character at times. Deb, played by Maria Christina Thayer. The only other thing that I think I can recommend that you might have seen her in. Did you ever see Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Oh yeah. She's also an Accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the wife.
She's the girl who just got married with Jack McBrayer, so she's really funny in her moments in that. She's the lead here. Yeah, Accepted I saw was their other big billing movie here. So she has a one-night stand with this other guy here who they don't really clash. So unfortunately, spoilers-ish, when they kind of jam them being together towards the end. Didn't really totally believe it here, but I like the characters enough, so I did kind of get through the movie with enough kind of laughs here and there. About in the halfway through, as you can see, Ray Weiss and Chris Marquette get found. They're siblings of the male character here, so they spark a little bit of more life into it here. You can really feel the small budget here, though, at times. So it's definitely no Shaun of the Dead, but it has its moments. You have your weekly Hofil. You got to know JPL's going to have his weekly mid-movie. So guess what? It's my 2.5-star movie of the week.
No, I've not seen this. When you started talking about it, I thought you were talking about Life After Beth, which I also have not seen. But
no, I have seen that. I've seen that.
You want to guess what you rated that?
2.5 stars?
2.5 stars.
Yeah, that one's unfortunately the cast elevates it. But again, if there was a reason I feel like that cast and that movie has fallen in the radar, there's a reason, because the movie's not that great.
Sure.
That cast in that movie, that should be a Shaun of the Dead, but it's not. What else you got this week, Brandon?
All right, continuing with we have a couple continuations this week of stuff I'm about to talk about, stuff I've talked about previously. Continuing with my Terrifier watch. I watched Terrifier 2 last night. My wife was out of town for one last day. She's finally returned, so my movies might go down, but my brother came over for the last day and we watched Terrifier 2 together. Yeah, definitely an improvement here. Definitely an improvement. I can see why this one did well. We got a story. We got a character. we got some people we care about here.
Crazy, huh? Crazy. Crazy idea.
How when you add a story, maybe they're adding too much here with a whole resurrection sword angle and I don't know what the fuck was going on near the end of this movie, but definitely a major improvement over the first one in my mind. When you add someone you care about and you add some characters that actually matter, it makes you a little bit more engaged. However, there's a couple of howevers here. Yeah, we talked about this kind of, and I told you about how the 80-minute movie felt long. This movie felt long. Oh my God, the trailers show a lot on YouTube, I noticed. So I don't know if we want to show this, but yeah, the trailers are crazy. This movie is 2 hours and 18 minutes, and it feels 3 hours. It is so long. It drags at times. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Definitely some good parts of it. And again, good gore, some funny moments here. some stuff they don't explain. Like, still, how did this fire just magically start? Like in her dream, like he's Freddy Krueger now, and can like infiltrate her dreams. Apparently, like they never really explain. They don't explain that, so they like try to do all types of like weird story stuff with him. Like he can like resurrect himself now, and can implant himself in someone's stomach and be born as just a head at the end of the movie. So like there is some weird shit that they're trying to do. Like, you know, God bless them for trying, but it's just like, why are you doing this? Like, skip it. You can like explain some things. You have 2.5 hours of a movie here to explain some stuff here. If you really want to go this route of like the supernatural thing, or just let us kind of figure it out. But again, I enjoyed it. It is what it is. Is it a 5-star movie? Like some people say it is. Is it a 4-star movie? Some people say it is. No, I gave it 3 stars. Definitely some stuff that's hard to watch, but you know, that's what you're watching these movies for. If you're watching this movie and said, ugh, that was disgusting, turn off Terrifier 2. You should have learned after Terrifier 1. Don't be watching this movie for that. So it's like, you know what you're getting yourself into. Definitely not anything I would say. There's one death that I would say maybe is like the worst one so far. I thought that the wishbone is in the first one would be the top. The girl in her bedroom is pretty tough. That's a pretty tough one to watch. Like her finger, like there's definitely some like I can't watch moments, but I need to keep watching moments. But you know, I will definitely watch the third one. I'll definitely watch the fourth one. Would I say I'm a fan of this trilogy? Yeah, I think Terrifier 1 Wishbone. I agree with Aaron. I agree that Terrifier 1 Wishbone is still like the gnarliest one out of what I've seen. I haven't seen 3 yet. But yeah, am I a fan of this franchise? I don't know. I'll watch them all. I'll say that. Am I like I can't wait to watch for 3 and 4? I hope they're good. You know, I would love just like a really good one with like. I mean, I enjoy these, but this like, I don't know. I'll keep watching them, but I gave this 3 stars. Again, improvement on the first one, but again, I think they shoot themselves in the foot a bit with just that runtime. If you just clean this up a bit, I think it's actually like pretty good. I was close to giving it 3.5. So if you shorten it up, I would be 3.5 or a 4 because there is definitely enjoyable stuff in here. I thought the lead actress was pretty good and engaging. And there was some cool shit where it's like she's like with wings and like a sword, but it just doesn't fit the movie. Like if you're gonna go that route, kind of like lean that route the whole time, not just like a random. I did watch. So last week I tried to watch the work of art, or I did watch the work of art, and I was going to talk about it. I talked about it a bit, but it came out this year, so I didn't want to talk about it. But yeah, that is one of the better things that art's in. Is the Ice Nine Kills music video. It's like 10 minutes long for Terrifier 3. It's pretty good. I like that a lot. So Terrifier 2, 3 stars. Pretty good. Not great. Make it shorter, please.
I'm mostly with you on this. Yeah, it's funny. You're like, am I a fan of this trilogy so far?
I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. I'm probably even less than you though. I think I'm at 2.5 on this one here.
No, you have 3.
Did I go with 3? I'm surprised then. All right, so I guess I gave it enough credit because I was going to say my mind's going 2.5 because this is my favorite one of the 3. I think 2 is the best one so far. Coming back to me now, I might have cheated and done a new release movie. Letterboxd had it last year, but as I pulled up the trailer, it says this year, so too late. I didn't do it on purpose.
Our show, you do whatever you want.
It said 2023. I'm just saying, I didn't do it on purpose. It's called Lousy Carter. If you know me, you know there's a few characters I absolutely cherish. David Krumholtz is one of them, and this is a very rare David Krumholtz led performance here. He plays Carter, who's a teacher, a former, kind of had a claim to fame back in the day. That's kind of long gone by now here. So now he's just kind of this curmudgeon-y type teacher here. Has an ex-wife, is sleeping with his best friend, Martin Starr's wife, and doesn't really feel that bad about it here. But neither does Martin Starr. That's kind of one of my dequalms of the movie here is that everybody kind of seems to be written the same way. This is very much a deadpan movie. In fact, it actually says that in one of the quotes at the beginning of the trailer. So I just kind of wish not everybody felt like they were written like everyone's written like Carter to a degree. Martin Starr is a different version of Carter. His ex-wife Olivia Thirlby is in the same tone as well. So it very much just felt like everybody's written the same. There's not really a lot of life in even the other characters here. They also try sometimes they be interesting a lot too. There's not just the ex-wife and Thirlby, the best friend and him. He's got his Stephen Root's pretty good as his kind of therapist, but he's only kind of intermittently throughout. You also throw in a sister at one point, and they have a problem. They have a really good scene at the end, but again, it's kind of like we have problems. There's a scene of his mother's funeral, and then they're kind of the reclamation of that. It all seems kind of very quickly. I also didn't love the ending. It has kind of out of nowhere-ish ending. So I laughed enough, and I enjoyed some of the performances enough to where I actually do give it a positive enough review. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Just good enough. But definitely, if you're looking for anything kind of more moving and jarring, not your movie here. But if you like a deadpan kind of interesting one, which I looked up the director Rob Byington's filmography. He directed 7 Chinese Brothers, starring Jason Schwartzman, another favorite actor who never gets a lead in movies mostly anymore. So this guy does seem to like casting my favorites as leads, so I do enjoy that. So I can't wait for his next movie with Seth Green as the lead. Brendan, what you got?
Seth Green is Oppenheimer.
What?
All right. So again, continuing one of my rewatch, or my watch, not rewatch, because this is not what that show is. This is a first time watch. Going with my watching a franchise for the first time. I watched Dr. No last episode. So this time I went with From Russia with Love. I watched that today, actually. And again, just like Terrifier 2, we're getting there's lots of gore, so much gore. No, it's better than the first one. I thought Dr. No was fine. I thought it had some good moments. I thought this stepped it up a little bit more. We're not quite at the action movies yet. Would you call this an action movie? No, not really. Not especially.
The hell would you call it then?
Especially, well, if you let me. No, okay. Especially not where we're. Even though there's action right there. Especially not where the Bond movies are at now. Obviously, there's definitely some action. There's some fight scenes going on. There's not really big set pieces yet. This movie has like a 2-minute boat chase to end, and then it kind of ends. There's no really big battle with the bad guy. There really is no prominent bad guy, but it has it's definitely leaning into the espionage and the spy and the twists and turns a lot more in the earlier stuff. There is some action scenes here. Some of the shootouts are good. Sean, if you're listening, we got to work on the hand to hand. The hand to hand's lacking a bit, a little silly and goofy when you got the close quarters combat. But we've gotten a better story here than we did in Dr. No. Very similar movie to Dr. No, but I think they've nailed kind of the twists and turns a little bit more. You got kind of a chess match going on. He kind of knows it's a trap, but he doesn't quite know what the trap is. He's well aware of it. He thinks he has it understand, but he kind of doesn't. He thinks it's coming from a different side and it's coming from over here. So you have that interesting interplay where you think he's in control the whole time, but he's not quite in control. Definitely the stakes don't feel really big yet, and as they do in later ones. But I like how we're kind of dealing with, at least in the first couple, it's actually him and Spectre, and it has this kind of overarching story with I don't really know who he is, but it's kind of clearly Dr. Claw and Dr. Evil were a ripoff of the bad part of me. I don't know because I'm kind of new to these movies, or at least the older ones, with Spectre. So we're kind of dealing with that. You got the guy with the cat in the ring. You haven't seen his face yet, so we're excited to keep watching more of these to see where we go with that. But I like that we get they are their own movies, but you have much more of a thorough line through these movies as you do. What, you're shaking your butt? A much more thorough line as you do than you do in some of the other ones. Maybe the Daniel Craig's kind of brought those that story arc going through them in more. But I like that, like, we're dealing with Spectre. He's aware of Spectre, and Spectre's kind of going after him. You have this little cat and mouse game going on through these movies. I would say it almost feels like a old episode of a TV show, and like it's just this was like another episode of James Bond, because it doesn't really feel big movie, like huge yet. I love Goldfinger. I've already seen Goldfinger, so I know we get there. But again, we're still working our way up to kind of where James Bond eventually gets. Not the worst one by any means. I'm sure there's worse out there. Better than Dr. No. But keeping with my theme today, Blue Chips 3 stars, Terrifier 2 3 stars, From Russia with Love 3 stars.
It's a 3-star kind of day for Mr. Brandon.
It was good. Not great. It was good.
Never seen it. Not too much interest in the older James Bonds. This doesn't really make me want to do it anymore. I'm
still disappointed. A little disappointed.
It's not action. Well, then what genre would you put it in?
I would say I guess you could say action from that time, but it's definitely more of spy than like a spy action, you know?
But I always say this. If you own a Blockbuster, you don't have a spy section. So
you put it in action. It's not drama.
Right.
It's not drama. It's action, yeah.
Well, speaking of spy, we got Brian Nussbaum spying in on us. Brian, you ever seen From Russia with Love?
No, it's a blind spot for me,
Sweet.
actually.
What have you seen?
I saw a movie yesterday for the first time. It's a bad movie, Playing with Fire from 2019.
Oh, I don't like how this review's starting, but okay.
This movie is not funny. The kids are annoying. Not funny at all. Feels like a cash grab, paycheck for Sina Leguizamo. Tyler May plays this firefighter who doesn't talk, but for some reason they're obsessed with Milo.
Also a wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. Not funny at all. 1 star for me.
Damn, that was worse than even I was gonna give it. Ever seen Playing with Fire, Brandon?
I have not, but I remember where I live had this billboard up for about a year and a half. It just left it up, and I kept seeing it, and I kept thinking, I love the 3 main guys in this movie. I love John Cena. I love Keegan-Michael Key, and I really, really like John Leguizamo. I love John. I love John.
And it's Nigger Teenage Warhead from the Deadpool movies as the main girl. So no, unfortunately, on paper, this is a movie I would love to champion. I also do give it a negative review. I'll give it 2 stars. Mainly, I might be being nice because I do think there is enough heart that's kind of in there at the end with Cena and the kids, but it is very cliched. It's not very funny. The kids are fine. I don't think they're necessarily annoying. They're just not very funny with much material to do. It's too cutesy. It's too Nickelodeon-y in a bad way. So yeah, unfortunately, this is not one I would recommend, despite the great cast they have at play here.
I want to read a review off of Letterboxd. 5 stars. Notice how Stanley Kubrick has been real quiet ever since this came out.
What?
Scared him away. He couldn't make any movies ever since this came out.
Brian, any plugs or parting words?
Yeah, tomorrow night, me and JP are on T-Record Fest for TV for 2000.
Yeah, movie here and there. We're on T-Record Fest.
Brian knows. Brian talks real fast because he knows any moment can be my last.
It's the gimmick. Alrighty, my final review of the week here. Which one is it? Because there's a remake, but I'm going all the way back to the 80s for mine. We're talking The Stepfather, one of my favorite actors from Lost, Terry O'Quinn, another man that should be in more movies and TV. And he's the best part about this, too. Here, he's the reason I'm going to give this a pretty decent review here. Great opening sequence, too. The opening sequence sets up right away what we're about to get into. I guess I can give away the opening sequence. Basically, it's him and a bunch of dead people. It's a dead kid. It's a dead wife. And he cuts his beard, and he's on to the next family here. Because he's a guy that he wants a family, wants them to be nice and in the right way. And if it doesn't work out, well, he's not just going to divorce you or break up with you. Let's just put it that way. This is remade years later with Dylan Baker. No, not Dylan Baker. Dylan Walsh from Nip Tuck made this remade it years later. There's actually 2 of these with O'Quinn and a third one with a completely different actor here. But yeah, no, I just thought it was a nice build up here. The daughter is pretty decent as well. Trying to, she's irked from him from the beginning, even though he's kind of, overly cutesy and nice. She's always irked from him from the beginning. She just has a feeling here. Good basement scene where she sees him kind of flip out for the first time. But he's good at covering things up, hiding things. There's also a previous neighborhood friend that's kind of hot on his tail as well. So they're closing in on him. And then a good ending sequence as well for the stepfather. So I'll give the stepfather a decent review here. I'll say 3.5. Like I said, I enjoyed the performance. It held me. I think it's worth checking out here. Brandon, ever seen the stepfather?
No, but I've seen a lot of stuff involving stepmoms.
That's a different. That's a review show we have on a different channel. That, 18 and over. Well, unless anyone else joins us, we might be at the towards the end of the show. Again, if you would like to join us, the link is in the bottom here at the stream. I also put it in the comment section. They can find over on YouTube as well. Obviously on YouTube. Brennan, anything else you want to say to the folks before we maybe head off here? Or
no. We had that trivia match last time. I'm trying to remember just to kill some time here. I'm looking through my stuff. I'm trying to figure out what my favorite movie I had to watch for this show is. And I think it might be Heat. I'm going to call it Heat.
Heat's a good one.
And the worst movie I saw was Avengers of Justice, Farce Wars.
I'd really have to think about the worst movie I saw.
That's going to be it. We'll need a whole ranker fights or whatever show, something for that, because that's a lot. Aaron, if you're listening still, we are watching the Ice Nine Kills music video. This thing is crazy. It's fucking weird, but it's pretty good. It's like half music video, half horror movie. So, and fun fact, that girl right there is the girl who does
Nicholas.
What? Yeah, he's randomly in this, and then Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's has a big part in it, and then the girl that you see right there, that's the girl that gets wishboned in the first Terrifier movie. So she came back for more.
Why?
I don't. Well, you're about to see why. I don't know if we want to show some of this stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, no. I might have to back out of it because I actually do want to just full on watch that later.
Yeah.
I just was interested. I'd never even heard of that. So, but
cool. I heard about it through Letterboxd. I saw Aaron and John, the King of Horror, Face of Horror, the ass, the butt, whatever, something of horror. Talk about it.
Oh my god, that'd be so great. So John's the Face of Horror.
I'm the butt crack of horror.
And I'm the butthole of horror. Yeah.
I want that. I want that. I want to be the butt.
Brandon, you call dibs? You call dibs on the butt crack?
Yeah, you can be the sphincter.
Oh God.
Going
over.
You're evolving out of this. I watched this week Blue Chips, 3 stars. Terrifier 2. I'm going home. You're doing that. Okay. I'm going home. We're ranting about buttholes and sphincters. I'm getting myself out of this hole. This butthole. Blue Chips. 3 stars. Terrifier 2, 3 stars. From Russia with Love, 3 stars. It was a 3-star week. What can I say? Everything was fine.
It happened. I think I was all 2.5 last week. Only won 2.5 this week though. Night of the Living Dead. It's fine. Probably not worth going on your way for here. Lousy Carter, 3 stars. Might be a new release. Oopsies. The Stepfather, my favorite movie of the week. 3.5 stars. Sarah Quinn. You rule, Terry O'Quinn. Our buddies, let's see, let's go with the worst here. Brian coming in, not me for once, with the worst movie of the week. Brian coming in with the worst movie of the week that Nickelodeon produced, Playing with Fire.
It seems harsh.
Had no fire. I mean, it's probably not. He's probably more right than I am. I'd probably, if I'm being completely honest, it's a 1.5. Maybe a 1 might be a little too rough. Like, it's at least shot okay. I don't know.
1 is unwatchable.
That's what I mean. Yeah, 1 might be a tit over, but it's not far off. Like I said, I think 2 is kind of fair. 1.5 is maybe even fair as well. But maybe the best movie of the week here, though, if you go according to Richie, is The Impossible, the disaster flick with Ewan McGregor and Naomi Watts, as well as Spider-Man's own Tom Holland, who does look way younger than 16 in that movie here. So bless the skin of Tom Holland. I don't know. We are going weird now. Again, if you liked what you saw here on the replay, we are normally here every Thursday, 8 o'clock. Like I said, there might be some weeks that it differs because of religion or because of life, but usually Thursdays at 8, you'll find us here. Come chit-chat with us. Sometimes we have a full house. Sometimes we go the full hour because, lots of people pop in and out. This week we had 2 guests, and we appreciate you, Richie. Brian, thank you. Aaron, watching us or hearing us and voting in the chat for a little bit here. I'll be watching that Ice 9 Kills video shortly. Brandon, any plugs, parting words?
No. Thanks for everyone who's watching this, or the 85,000 people who are watching the replay of this. We love you. We love to have you live next time. I know this gets a lot more. This is more of a recorded show. People love it recorded, so they watch it there. Plugs. This is my plug. Actually, I do have a second plug. Tune in probably next week. I don't know. Maybe the week after, when Jordan and I attempt to make it to the finals of the Lights Out Trivia Tag Team Championship. We are taking on. Who are we taking on?
Perkins. Zach and Perkins?
Zach and Perkins?
Yeah.
Zach and Perkins. So I'm excited to...
You're going down, Team Zach and Perkins?
Zakurkins. You're going down, Zakurkins. That was bad. Leave me alone. Okay, this we've gone off the rails. Tune into that. We're going to dominate. Deuces.
Yeah, love you more than you'll ever know. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. If you didn't like it, tell an enemy. And we'll love you more than you'll ever know. Good night. Take it away, Jay and Bob.
Motherfuck, fuck, noise. 1, 2.